Well, next up on the show, the political slugfest continued today in Karnataka over the obscene video scandal involving former Prime Minister Deve Gowda's grandson and suspended JDS leader Prajwal Revanna. Sources say that the sitting MP and NDA candidate from Hassan Lok Sabha constituency, Mr. Prajwal Revanna, may soon be returning. He's believed to be in Germany. His lawyer told us yesterday that he wants to return in a week, something unacceptable to the SIT investigating the allegations. The JDS leader, Revanna, Prajwal's father, also named in the sex scandal case, has filed a pre-arrest bail. Meanwhile, adding to the mudslinging, the driver of Prajwal Revanna has disappeared after stating that he had handed over videos of the alleged sexual assaults to a BJP leader. He's apparently in Malaysia. Well, joining us now, my colleague Maya Sharma. I should say former colleague, but I think she'll always be a colleague. Maya Sharma. Pramila Nasargi joins us as well. Samrudh Hegde, the spokesperson of the Congress party. Let's have our guests up on the screen, please. Sanjay Sahai, the former ADGP of Karnataka, Aditya Sondhi, former Additional Advocate General for Karnataka. We'll begin this discussion with them in just a few moments, but first, this quick report.
The special investigation team looking into the Prajwal Revanna videos case rejected the request made by JDS Lok Sabha candidate of Hassan, Prajwal Revanna, for 7 days' time to appear before investigators, claiming he's not in India. Karnataka Home Minister G. Parameshwara confirmed that a lookout notice against the MP and his father, sitting MLA HD Revanna, has been issued and the authorities will crack the whip on them if they fail to cooperate and appear for questioning.
So ಅವರು ಅಪಿಯರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಬರದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವರನ್ನ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Regarding revoking Prajwal Revanna's diplomatic passport as requested by CM Siddaramaiah, the MEA has suggested that no action can be taken without any court direction.
जहां तक डिप्लोमेटिक पासपोर्ट को रिवोक या रद्द करने की बात है, वो पासपोर्ट एक्ट जो हमारा है 1967 का, उसके तहत होता है और उसके तहत आप देखेंगे उसमें जो प्रोविजंस हैं उसमें डायरेक्शन आना चाहिए कोर्ट से, है ना, तब जाके वो रद्द होता है. तो अभी फिलहाल हमारे पास कोई इस प्रकार का डायरेक्शन किसी कोर्ट से नहीं आया है.
The Congress and the NDA have been trading allegations against each other, with even claims that Prajwal Revanna's travel was arranged expecting the controversy to erupt. But even while case and videos have generated strong reactions, and some of the videos could even amount to rape, the Revanna family remains defiant.
ಯಾವ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರು ಕೂಡ ಯಾರು ಗೊಂದಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕೂಡ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸಭೆಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ನಮ್ಮ ತಾಲೂಕಲ್ಲಾಗ್ಬೋದು, ಹೋಬಳಿ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಾಗ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರು ಕೂತು ನಾವು ಸಭೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವರವರ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯಗಳನ್ನ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 100ಕ್ಕೆ 100 ಭಾಗ ಪ್ರಜ್ವಲ್ ರೇವಣ್ಣ ಅವರು ಗೆಲ್ತಾರೆ.
ಡಿ.ಕೆ. ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಬಹಳ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಈ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
ನೋಡಿ, ಯಾರು ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. SIT ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ SIT ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಯಾವ ಉದ್ದೇಶಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಸಾಬೀತಾಗುತ್ತೋ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಾಯ್ದು ನೋಡೋಣ.
This case has taken a political turn, with remaining of the 14 constituencies in Karnataka going to polls on May 7th. The BJP has joined hands with the JDS, and this case has prompted the Congress to launch an all-out attack on the BJP. With camera person Govind Pratibaraman in Bengaluru for NDTV.
Well, let me go across to Maya Sharma first. Maya, in as much as this is a heated political story, bang in the middle of elections, are we any closer to knowing about the other women who've been assaulted, in many cases raped? I believe they are spread all across Karnataka. Do we know whether there has been progress at all in the investigations by the SIT?
Well, the Home Minister, of course, has said that the second woman has come forward. He didn't share any details as to what her complaint was, what exactly the details were in her particular case. But another woman has come forward, and there is a hope that more women will actually come forward and give evidence to see the truth of these allegations. Because that is, of course, Vishnu, what it is all about mainly. What has happened to these women? The alleged abuse, bad enough, rape, assault, coercion, unwilling sexual activity. This is the main thrust of it, really, the main cause of it all. It has diverted into political. They said who leaked it, who has done first. But the fact is, the lives of these women, if these allegations are true, have really been derailed in many ways. and those videos have been shared, which in itself is a criminal offense. Those visuals have been shared with the women's faces, with people knowing who they are. It's like adding injury to what has already been a terrible trauma. So yes, women are presumably going to come forward if they feel that sense of safety, if they do feel it is safe enough for them to come forward, and the focus must be kept on them, what they have gone through, and they must get justice. This political slugfest will continue, especially at election time, but it's about the women, and it's about getting them justice for what they allegedly have gone through.
Aditya Sondi, I was just going through some data, and it really strikes me that when it comes to women, the rights of women, respect for women, and our political class, it's often just lip service. It doesn't mean anything substantial. According to a 2023 analysis by the Association for Democratic Reforms, out of 4,809 election affidavits of sitting MPs and MLAs, 134 individuals, including 21 MPs and 113 MLAs, have cases related to crimes against women. This is a glaring and awful statistic, and it's a fact. And yet, political parties try and reach out to women voters and talk up women as being integral to our entire process. At one level, it's a lie, right?
It's a startling statistic that you've shared, Vishnu, and I think there are two things that scream out at us from this particular case. One is, had these allegations been known prior to the election, how would the electorate have responded to it, particularly the women voters of Hassan constituency? And the other thing is the manner in which the victims in this case have become complete collateral damage, as if they don't matter at all. Their identities have been revealed publicly. There are many websites, I'm told, that continue to share unmorphed images of these complainants and victims. And that takes us, I think, to a larger question to which you allude as to where does the purity of the electoral process stand in all of this? And as you know, disqualification of MPs and MLAs only arises upon actual conviction of an offense. And short of that, all of this seems to pass muster. For the longest time, the Election Commission, in consultation with the Law Commission, has tried to bring out some sort of white paper to try and redeem this, especially with respect to offenses against women, so that if you are charge sheeted, then there ought to be a disqualification to contest. But as you can see in this case, in many ways, more than one, it's a fait accompli scenario, because number one, the election already took place, and it's odd that a suspended member now is still in the electoral fray. And secondly, the larger question as to the availability of the accused and whether he is at all now going to be accessible to the long arm of justice.
Sanjay Sahai, another statistic, as many as 18 MPs and MLAs have declared pending cases related to rape presently. And here we are right in the middle of an election. Again, is it not another shocking reality which is buried when we look at the politics being played right now, whether the driver has gone to Malaysia or who took out the videos first and where they were distributed? Did it go to a Congress leader or a BJP leader? If you look at it beyond this particular case, as many as 18 MPs and MLAs have declared pending cases related to rape, and we are in the middle of an election. What does that say?
See, 18, there are pending criminal cases more so related to rape and crime against women. If you take the total number of people who are involved in criminal cases, it is huge. So that is a very startling reality in which this whole political equation operates. And criminal cases have lost its social stigma, and it does not impact the political class at all. So every criminal case is taken for its political fallout, and managing it is the biggest task. Is not that what is happening to the criminal case, and time and over again, I think electoral reforms, they have to hinge on people with criminal records not entering, and even if they do, the whole thing has to be sorted out within a very short span of time. So this millions is very well known. What is to be done with the millions in this ecosystem? Because it is everybody lives in a manner as if nothing has happened, and breaking news is the only news which matters when everything is literally known. If you would have worked in any of the districts as we have done in most initial parts of your career, I think literally every piece of news reaches you. Suo cases and suo powers are for precisely for this reason with the police and also with the judiciary, so that you pick up these particular things before it basically snowballs into an issue of a magnitude which is unimaginable. Even the gag orders, if you talk about, these are blanket gag orders, literally disallowing the people who should bring all these affairs to the public domain to keep quiet and just take the issue as it stands. So this was a very known thing of whatever is available in the public domain right now. It was known in Hassan before the elections happened.
And every major political party is guilty of this. You know, the statistics are absolutely shocking. You know, we are talking about Congress versus BJP versus JDS in the context of Karnataka now, but across the country, every single major political party has sex offenders.
I don't think any political party can lay a claim on being pious on this issue and can take any high ground. And this present case, I'd like to add one point, that the whole magnitude of this case has to be realized first. It is not a question of 2,000 plus videos and pictures and all that. We need to know how many women have been impacted and what is the collateral damage which is done to the society. Or we have completely lost hope that nothing can be done. See, that is where we stand. We are at the crossroads where criminality and normal social order are coming at crossroads, and which takes precedence is something which we don't understand. We cannot live with political slugfest all our lives in whatever profession.
I just wanted to go back, sir, to Maya, who's covered, cases of crime against women, atrocities like this in a career lasting several decades. There is this pressing urgency for the SIT to get going, get the investigation happening, arrest Prajwal Revanna. The key point that seems to be forgotten is that it's bound to take time in order for women who've been assaulted, raped, to actually come forward, be comfortable about speaking, feel that they're actually safe to do that, be identified in the first place, Maya, may be impossible, right? And therefore, that's something we need to consider as well. There cannot be an assumption that everybody's going to come forward and speak.
Yes, it's so easy to say, why haven't people come forward? Why haven't they complained? It was all voluntary. But the fact is, there is such a huge amount of victim shaming in crimes like this, that the women went willingly, that they were there. I mean, they were not protesting. Now, it is not just rape when it's a violent protest by the woman. It is coercion. There are several ways in which a man could be accused of doing something like this. And another very disturbing thing, you also spoke about a matter of time. What a huge delay, Vishnu. Hundreds of people have presumably seen those videos. It has been passed on, allegedly, to senior party officials. Why did nobody bring it to the attention of the police? It's not a question of bringing it to your political higher-ups and saying, don't give a ticket to this man. He's not a worthy candidate. If you see a criminal act or what could be a criminal act, it should go to the police. It's a matter of law and order. It's not a question of political embarrassment and scoring points. That is so disturbing that presumably hundreds of people knew about this, heard the rumors of it, had seen the videos, but nobody thought of getting it to a legal standard, to getting it to the police so that action could be taken. That is another tragedy of this entire case. Nobody stepped forward. And yes, it'll take a lot for the women to actually come forward with the fear factors, dealing with powerful people, dealing with politicians. For them to come forward, it'll take a lot of courage, and one does hope that more of them do so that if there is a case to be built, it can be built well.
Prabila Nasargi, yesterday on this program, the lawyer for Prajwal Revanna said that he needs about a week more before he comes back to India. There's now a lookout notice against him. Can any offender like this actually decide the time when he comes back to the country? I mean, just going well beyond why did he leave the country or how was he allowed to leave the country at all? What does it say when people start demanding that I'll be back in 7 days or I'll be back in 10 days? Isn't that shocking?
Let us go step by step. On the day when he left the country, was there any SIT? Was there any complaint? There was no complaint. Only complaint was there given by Prajwal Revanna, stating that somebody has morphed and injustice has been done, some illegal this one is being
Ma'am, he
circulated.
left after this
That
became
was the only
this
complaint.
became a sensational
Nothing
news.
prevented him from going. Let us go by step by step. We'll
But why
come to
did he
come
go,
back to
ma'am?
you.
He escaped,
Which was
right?
the government that was in position? I will go. I'll tell you. These were circulated. About 10,000 pen drives were circulated. By whom? The Congress government and their workers. They circulated for 5 days in the constituency. So they knew about it. So who ought to have prevented? The government was there. They ought to have prevented. If they had known that they are going to file a complaint and they are going to form a SIT, they should have prevented. They have not acted according to law. They have allowed him to escape. So that means you can't blame others. He has gone on his own. All right, let us come to the next stage. Now, lookout notice is given. Can a lookout notice be given in a case like this? Where is the offence? I tell you now the SIT is formed. Look at the sections that have invoked in that. 4 sections have been invoked in the IPC. 534 A and B, 506 and 509. All of them are only punishment is maximum 3 years. That means the 468 is a bar under the Criminal Procedure Code. No procedure can go. No inquiry can go on. No investigation go on because it's a time-barred one. Knowing fully well that the present government, to see that Prajwal Revanna is not punished, they have invoked such sections. They will easily come out because there is no section, validating section or a valid section that has been invoked. It's a deliberate act. Why they have done? Only because of the election that we have on 7th. Just
So
to
rape have
prevent
not
people
been
and
have not
drive
been
their
added,
attention,
right?
divert their
Pramila
attention
Nisargi, ma'am, no,
to
no,
see that
ma'am,
these acts
I'm
have
trying to
been
understand what you're
It's
saying.
a present government. Mr.
Ma'am, let me
I'll
ask
tell
you a question.
The present
Ma'am,
Shivkumar,
please.
DCM,
Can I please
Gowda and Zamir.
bring down a sound, please, for half a second?
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm trying to understand what you're saying. Are you saying that no sections of rape have been added over
Yes.
here? That's an important point. That's what you're saying?
No.
Right.
Today.
All right. So
one
let's
case has
let's
been
try and
recorded
understand
by
that a
the
little
SIT.
bit more.
On the-
Mr.
when the
Sondhi,
SIT
just bring
was
a sound down once
formed-
again,
No.
please.
These
Mr.
evidences
Sondhi, this
not
is an
included.
important point which I think
What
needs
do?
to be looked at. Is it not strange that on the one hand you've got the head of the Karnataka Commission for Women saying, in fact, on this program 2 days back, that there appears to be clear-cut instances of rape, and yet the SIT hasn't even invoked charges of rape. How do you look at that?
No.
Vishnu, if that is the case, then I'm afraid the spokesperson for the Congress government needs to answer that. Prima facie, the allegations and the material available do give rise to offences of rape, apart from the less serious offences that Ms. Nesargi referred to. And that has a direct bearing in normal circumstances on the likelihood or the ability of an accused to obtain bail. That has a direct impact then on the ability of the enforcement authorities to obtain warrants of arrest, as also to issue lookout circulars. But I'm afraid this latter part of my answer has all become academic right now in light of the fact that the accused has already left. And the question, therefore, of a lookout circular being enforced today at airports in India is infructuous. So also the question of arrest or bail, etc., only arises if the accused comes and surrenders himself to the process of law. If he does not do so, then you get into a different loop of enforcing an extradition treaty with Germany, assuming that's where he is. But on the first part of your question, I'm shocked to hear that the offense of rape has not been invoked in this case. And if that is the case, I think the government has to answer that question.
Yes.
Samrudh Hegde, would you like to come in on this? Why has the allegation of rape, the section of rape, not been added, number one? And number two, respond to what Pramila Nisargi said when she said that hundreds, if not thousands, of copies of these videos were distributed by the Congress party.
So firstly, it's of paramount and utmost importance to ensure the victims are protected, that they are safe, that they are rehabilitated, and that justice is given to them at the earliest. The top priority of the government is to ensure that a safe space and a conducive environment is given to the victims to encourage them to participate in the investigation. Now, firstly, it's a rarest of rare case where there are thousands of videos of hundreds of women being exploited, of mass rape, and of abuse of power. Now, such acts, such demonic acts, have no place in society, and he shall be met with the
Rape
full
charge has
force.
not been added. Pramila Nisargi makes an important point.
The State Women's Commission had written a letter to the Chief Minister on the 27th of April, saying that certain videos are being circulated. And on 28th, based on a complaint given by the victim, the regional police have registered an FIR. Based on that FIR, a special investigation team was constituted by the Chief Minister on the very same day, and a special public prosecutor has also been appointed by the Congress government in this regard. Further, I assure that the government will also take action against any and all of those who have spread the video and who continue to spread the video. The allegation made by Mrs. Pramila Nisargi that the Congress has spread this video is completely baseless, because Devaraj Gowda himself has claimed that he had access to these videos and the BJP have spread these videos. The fact that Prajwal Revanna remains a sitting JDS MP who has fled the country, as is so often seen with the BJP in the central government, has led the Chief Minister to write a letter to the Home Minister seeking cancellation of his diplomatic passport. Now, this is insofar as what the government has done in this case, and they've taken prompt action in pursuit of justice.
No, but you can't just cancel it. Just writing it doesn't mean it's going to be cancelled. There's a process. There has to be a court order first before that can happen.
Yeah, definitely, our special public prosecutor is on this case. We are exploring all our legal remedies to ensure that he is brought to justice. The man who has fled the country in fear of arrest. Now, the pertinent issues arise, Vishnu, that the BJP were entirely aware of the existence of these videos and the gravity of the offences, and yet they fielded him as a candidate. It is a travesty of justice that the Prime Minister, who thumps his chest with the slogan Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, has come out and campaigned for this man and endorsed his candidature. And since then, he has remained entirely silent, not a single word. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, the slogan should be changed to BJP se Beti Bachao. Be it Unnao, Hathras, Manipur, Bilkis Bano, our wrestlers, the conspicuous silence of the Prime Minister and the selective outrage of the Minister of Women and Child Welfare and of the National Commission of Women is on clear display.
How is it then, Samrudh, that the Congress party, according to data from the Association for Democratic Reforms, have 25 leaders with cases related to crimes against women? That's just the point. You can start slamming the BJP can do that, but it's just scoring political points when you're neck deep in this.
The Congress does not endorse any person who has committed any crime against any women, and I, as a spokesperson, will stand against anybody who has done it, and the Congress party does too. Right now, the question at hand is that the brave women of Karnataka will not forgive and will not forget the heinous acts of Prajwal Revanna, which were endorsed by the BJP.
Well, let's see. Firstly, he has to come back to this country and see what happens. But on that one point, on the revocation of his passport, why hasn't his passport been revoked? Why hasn't he been brought back? Here's the legal position. It's a statement from the External Affairs Ministry, which said, as regards the possible revocation of a passport of any individual, I would refer you to the relevant provisions of the Passport Act 1967. We are not in receipt of any directions from any court in this regard. So until a court actually gives an order, they can't do anything. So that's just something which is talk at this stage until all of that happens. But I think the fact that there has to be justice in this case is something that needs to be looked at well beyond the politics being played out this election season. I'd like to thank you all very much for being with us. We're out of time on this program. From all of us here, good night. Goodbye.